up, guys? Andres17 once again with another video. Man, how quickly the tables turn. That's what I have to say today about the Lakers versus the Suns. Obviously, we all know that the Lakers have been eliminated in the first round by the Phoenix Suns. And to be honest, I'm kind of split in the middle on this. On one hand, I don't want to overreact because I do want to say, hey, the Lakers won the chip last year. Like, let's not forget, just because they've gone through a bad moment in terms of injuries and losing in the first round to the Phoenix Suns doesn't mean that they didn't win the chip last year. So half of my mind's on that side. The other half is, okay, watching the game yesterday and the day before without AD, it almost kind of exposed the role players to me. It exposed that, hey, these guys can't shoot. What they do very well is attack the paint. And you just kind of don't, it kind of doesn't get noticed with AD playing. You're kind of just so focused on, oh, they're winning and they're knocking everybody out. But with AD out, it turned a little bit back into the Cavaliers where LeBron is the guy drawing attention and everybody else is just kind of like a spot-up shooter. And that's what they were looking for out of everybody. But nobody could shoot. Like, everybody was bricking. Like, if you had 2K, if you were playing 2K, everybody had like a C- for 3-point. And like a C- for mid-range. Like, literally, nobody could make a shot. Kuzma has completely just fallen off the map. Like, he really went from, he could be that third option with this team. He could really grow into this third option. They don't have to go and get another third star. He could be the guy to, I guess he was a second round pick, after all. Or maybe it was even later. I don't remember, but he started to really look like his draft spot. I don't know what has happened to Kuzma. And just everybody else. I mean, Schroeder, look, I follow the Atlanta Hawks. That's my number one team, along with the Lakers, if I'm being honest. I follow both. So I know a thing or two about Schroeder. And Schroeder's just not a winning player. That's what happened with Schroeder. He's just not a winning player. And you saw that. When it was time for him to do something, he's not that guy. He just has never really won. Even going back to the Thunder, I mean, they made the playoffs, but he's never really won anything, right? Where Rondo, he's been there. He's done that. He has that experience, and he's there for the big moment. Schroeder has never shown that throughout his career. And so I think the stage was a little bit too big for him once it was, the attention was deferred to him to step up. I mean, he laid a goose egg in Game 5, and then, Game 6, he might have done a little bit something, but I mean, it's not what you would have expected from the point guard out of the Los Angeles Lakers. LeBron obviously was just nice. I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's obviously he's dealing with a high ankle sprain and still recovering. So I want to say, he's not 100%. On the other side, I also want to say, look, he's 36. I mean, you can work out all you want and be in the best shape all you want, but at some point, 36 is 36. And people really thought he was going to revert back to that LeBron James who could just, carry the load and just bully people in the paint and just do whatever he needs to do. But obviously, the high ankle sprain played a role, but at the same time, he's 36. He's going on 37. And he's just not the same player anymore. He can definitely affect the game in vast variety of ways still when he has another star with him, or when at least I'll give him this. If his role players were knocking down shots, he would have looked a lot better. He still would have looked like LeBron James. But it's unfair to ask of him at this stage of his career to, literally nobody else can do anything, take us home. I mean, that's just unfair to ask of him at this stage. So I can't put too much blame on him. Injuries are just injuries. I mean, he got injured. It's not like he's injury prone. The one who's injury prone is Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis has been dealing with injuries what seems like his whole career. He's always has some type of injury. And I don't know if he's not taking care of his body. I mean, he looks like he's in great shape. Maybe he can incorporate some more like yoga, stretching, work on his flexibility a little bit so his muscles aren't tight, they're loosened up, right? Because what happens is usually when there's an injury, it's because something has been compromised. And now when you have that injury, it compromises something else if you play on it while you're hurt. And then that just goes into it just starts becoming like a lingering of issues if they're not addressed properly. And that's what normally happens when you see a player get injured here and there. It's usually because they're coming back too soon from injury, or they're not healing properly from the first injury, which just leads to another injury, and then it's just, dominoes start falling. But, obviously at this stage of LeBron's career, especially for, the Lakers, they need AD to be out there. They just do. And this series showed that they need AD to be out there. As far as the Lakers window, I do want to say one thing. The picture says it all. Man, this series changed so fast, right? Like game 2, I believe, it was game 3. I remember when LeBron was posting up Crowder, like the game was pretty much over. They were up by like 20 points. They were just, Lakers were cooking. And it became like an exhibition where LeBron was just posting up Crowder like every possession. And the whole Lakers bench was going crazy. That didn't do him any favors. I'll give you that. That did not do them any favors. If anything, that probably sparked the Suns. Once AD got hurt, they smelled blood. And they smelled blood, and they reverted back to that moment, and they said, they're taking us as a joke. Because that's what it was. Once you start doing that the way they were doing it, they were joking the Suns. They were joking them. So that didn't do them any favors. They already had enough motivation. Now you sparked them even more. It was just bad timing. Bad timing on the Lakers doing that, because they should have known, hey, we're top heavy, any type of injury, and we're done. We're done. And that's what happened. Injury, they're done. Okay, so now looking into the future, it's looking a little tough for the Lakers. I do want to say that. The Nuggets, I'm looking at the Nuggets, and man, the Nuggets they're looking really good. Especially, they did the right thing with Porter. Now they're now they're looking really good. I'm looking at, obviously, the Phoenix Suns are coming. They've arrived. I'm looking at the Dallas Mavericks and Luka Doncic, what he's been doing. I'm looking at Golden State Warriors with another high draft pick probably, and Klay Thompson returning. I'm just looking at all that, and I'm thinking, man, Lakers, I don't know. I'm not sure if that window is still open. They have LeBron, AD, and then after that, it really starts to become just an issue of talent. It starts to become an issue of, even if they want to make a move, there's not much they can do. They're going to have to need definitely either Kawhi to opt out, and choose the Lakers, which is what he should have done originally. Or they're going to need Lillard. They're going to need one of these guys that can opt out that's a free agent to choose the Lakers. And the Lakers are just going to have to make room and trade everybody they need to accommodate that. They might even, whoever decides to do that, whether that be Kawhi or Lillard, might even have to take a pay cut, even if they get rid of everybody else. But, if they don't get that done, even if they re-sign Schroeder and even if they want to trade that, I'm just looking at the players and I'm thinking there's not much value you can get back. Nobody's going to want your picks. Nobody's going to want none of the combination. What they had, they traded it all away to get Anthony Davis. And granted, it brought them a chip. It was all worth it. At this point, whatever happens from here on out, it was worth it because they won the championship. But as far as, obviously, the Lakers have huge expectations year in and year out, and they're used to just dominating. And, it's all valid. The Lakers are the Lakers. But at the same time, I'm just looking at the situation, and I just don't know. I don't know if they're going to be able to get it done. They're definitely going to need one of these guys. Lillard, Kawhi, Steph, if he decides to leave, they're going to need somebody to choose the Lakers. They're going to need someone who wants to play with them, especially with the Brooklyn Nets, man. It's just a tough situation. But that's my opinion. Maybe maybe you know something that I don't, and you can comment down below, and you can have your opinion heard. I'm all for that. So comment down below, share, subscribe to the video. Always good talking to you guys. And I really appreciate you even just watching this video. It means a lot. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.